last couple of years, this has been the best rivalry here in Boston.
They've had some excellent games. I mean, some of the really close and tight-fought games were between these two teams.
Lionel can fly. James with the block. Tanasia Drayton gets the basket and one.
Nice step through that time to avoid the defense.
Jordan Galloway somehow got that one to go.
The New Mission Titans are the Division II state champions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a newly renovated TechBoston Academy High School in Dorchester as we bring you action from the Boston South Division as tonight the Jeremiah Burke Bulldogs will be taking on the TechBoston Bears. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. Alan, we always talk about the New Missions, the Charlestowns, the Brightons, but these two teams, Burke and TechBoston, have had some nice seasons over the past really 2 years, and they're back at it again this year. They're Boston South rivals. They're also in the same neighborhood, both in Dorchester. This game's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes, it is. TechBoston, formerly Dorchester High for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Dorchester Bears, Bears, football, basketball, all sports. Now TechBoston, you're right. They've been able to really get some momentum building this program with the boys basketball, and as you mentioned, they're off to a good start. So far they're 7-2. Okay,
right.
And even though they're in, like you said, a tough South Division.
Right.
Okay, we're past the halfway point in the school year. They have a chance to, if they can get a win here tonight, they have a chance to sort of catapult themselves into the upper echelon.
That's right. That's right. We'll take a look at the Jeremiah Burke Bulldogs right now. And, you know, a couple of years ago, didn't make the state tournament. Last year, got a little bit better, made the state tournament in the second year of head coach Sean Ryan. This year, well on their way. They've got 9 wins. So if they don't make the city playoffs, they've already got half their games in the W column. But if they certainly want to climb the seeding for the state tournament. And the tough part for this team is they're very short. They don't have a lot of height, but one player who's done very well for them is LeVar Williams. He's our player to look at from Jeremiah Burke tonight.
Yeah, LeVar's an outside shooter mainly. He helps spread the floor for their offense. Like you said, very small player. When I saw the roster pad, I almost thought it was a misprint. I said, they got to have somebody over 6 feet. A couple of kids. But Williams is one of the players under 6 feet, but excellent shooter, averaging about 15 points a game, and he's very consistent. That's the main thing that Coach Ryan just depends on from him. He'll lead the way offensively, but like you said, with that height disadvantage, just about every game, they've got to scramble around on defense. Everyone has to box out to get rebounds. And they really want to run the floor and keep the spacing open to give Williams and others some open shots.
That's right. Williams had 28 points on Wednesday against Snowden, so you know he can fill up the stat sheet. Meanwhile, on the other side for TechBoston Academy, they're not a ton bigger, but their wings have good size, and one wing who we know can ripple the nets is Shavar Moore. He's our spotlight player tonight. Very good shooter.
Now, Shavar, you'll see him right there. He could go pretty deep outside. He'll be here shooting at his home rims, which always helps. You see him shooting a deep shot from the corner. So it may come down to a situation where you have a deep shooter from each team that very well may decide this game. Like you said, similar to the Burke, TechBoston does depend on him to be their sort of leader on the offensive ends.
Without question, you saw him last week against Latin Academy at 4 3-pointers in the first half for the TechBoston Academy Bears, well on their way to a big win against Latin Academy at 18 points total. So he's one of the guys who can get it done here tonight. As you mentioned, when you're at your home gym, the shooting stroke is usually
Friday
going.
Night, nice crowd.
That's right.
Your girlfriend's probably here too. So
so you know he's got to shoot well.
Maybe family, right?
That's right.
Yeah, should be a fun game.
Without question. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from TechBoston right after these words. Don't go away.
Green hat, red hat, oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants, oops.
Welcome back to TechBoston Academy in Dorchester. We're going to take a look at the starting lineups here tonight. We got Jamison, Dunkley, St. Germain, Williams, and Cox Clara. Meanwhile, for TechBoston, Pierre Nunez, Moore, Blake, and Dew Hollins. And Jeremiah Burke controls the opening tap. Burke in the all-black uniforms with the blue trim. TechBoston in the all-white unis with the black and red trim.
Straight match men. Starting out for TechBoston gets steal right off the bat.
The freshman going straight to the rim. What a block inside there from DeJour Dunkley. DeJour Dunkley.
I was just going to say,
what a play.
He probably has the most appropriate name because he is one of the high flyers for the Burke, number 10 in black.
Both these teams well on their way to the state tournament, but I think they also have their eyes on trying to make the city playoffs in the Boston South.
You're right, because over the years, as you mentioned, the last 5 years or so, we've had a lot of the same teams in the city championships, and one of these teams, or both of them, actually would like to break through and get over there.
Dunkley short from the corner, but picks it up and puts it in for the Burke's first bucket.
You mentioned Coach Ryan for the Burke. He has some extensive college experience as a college assistant coach.
Yeah, a lot of local schools, Boston University, Holy Cross, Central Connecticut State. Also spent some time at the College of Charleston down in South Carolina.
It always helps because you can, when you're talking to the high school players, you're talking to the guys, you can always tell them, there you go. We talked about on cue from the open, huh?
Shamar Moore, he's got a great shooting stroke straight up and down.
I was talking about Coach Ryan and how he can advise these high school players based on his extensive experience dealing with college players.
That three from the corner around the rim and out. Good hustle from Cox Clara, but he couldn't put it back up and in.
Both teams like the fast-paced game.
Another strong take. This time getting fouled on his way to the basket was number 3, Javon Pierre.
Yeah, St. Germain on that foul as he made the block, but he also had some contact. He's number 4. He gets called for the foul.
First free throw, no good that time from Javon Pierre, the sophomore guard. There you see Johnny Williams, the head coach at TechBoston, his 7th season here under the Bears basketball program. Two-point lead for TechBoston here, 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Off the up fake. Back outside. Driving the paint is St. Germain, and he's got nowhere to go with it. Walter Dew Hollins.
Cox Clara just couldn't get that out of his hands quick enough.
Some more sloppiness. We got a kick ball that's going to stay with TechBoston.
Yeah, a lot of energy here in the first quarter. The JV game ran a little long, so these varsity kids have been sort of waiting around and really anxious to get started. Nice gym. They did the floor over recently, so it's...
they did a great job in here.
Looks really good.
Moore at the top of the key being guarded by Devontae Jamison, the 5'6" point guard for Burke. Moore standing at about 6 foot, maybe 6'1". And his shot is rejected. Excellent defense
really
from the Burke
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
What happened was that Moore didn't recognize the shot clock was winding down, so the bench yelled at him just to throw it up, and because he was off balance, he got the shot blocked. Coach Williams for Tech Boston is asking if there was a whistle before the shot clock went off. Two officials, veteran officials, Joe White and Kevin McCaskill. So Coach Williams was right. There was the whistle actually did come slightly before the buzzer for the shot clock. So the foul's going to be on St. Germain.
So Moore will now head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Shamar with the only field goal for Tech Boston. He's now got 4 points. He'll have 1 more.
They'll get 2 more. They're saying it was a 3.
I'm sorry, yeah, he was shooting a 3. That's right. Knocks down the second. Not the guy you want to shoot. Not the guy you want to foul shooting the 3.
You don't want to let him get his stroke. Yeah, this is one of the best ways for a shooter like Moore to get that stroke going, get 3 free throws.
3 for 3 from the line. He's got a 3-pointer. Moore with 6 points here in the early goings of the first quarter. 5-point lead for Tech Boston. Williams short with that one. Cox-Flora going after it. Here comes Tech Boston. That's Pierre. Down inside, the kick into the corner. Moore off the up fake. Good take to the bucket.
Nice drive. That's a smart play because obviously the Burke knows he's an outside shooter. So if you give him that up fake, you can get a clear path to the basket.
Jamison. Here comes Pierre back down the other end. So quick off the jump stop, and that'll stay with the Bears.
He actually had Moore wide open in the corner. I thought he was going to try to get it to him, but good defense knocked that ball out. Moore's running the baseline. That's their basic play. Ball up top. Moore run the baseline, looking for a pick. There he is. Burke's playing it well, though, because they're having the guys from the foul lines drop down.
Crowder along with that floater. And Jamison with the rebound. Now it's Dunkley. Dunkley's probably Burke's best player. Williams one of their best scorers.
Yeah, overall, Dunkley, you're right. He's very versatile.
Cox-Flora couldn't handle it inside, but the Bulldogs hang on to the basketball.
Burke's really having a tough time getting any kind of half-court offense going.
Coach Williams said earlier in the week he wanted to force Burke to drive it inside. He knows they can shoot threes. And now we have
it's going to be a hell of a ball.
Jump ball in the corner that will go back to Tech Boston.
Nice stop for Tech Boston. Obviously, you get their main guy off. Getting Moore some early shots. He has 8 out of the 9 points for Tech Boston so far. That 2-3 zone has to match up whenever the ball goes toward Moore.
Inside to Drew Hollins, and he stepped out of bounds. We're going to call a foul on Burke. Actually, I'm not sure what the call is right now.
It looks like it's going to be
offensive.
It's going to be a foul call.
I'm guessing it's on Drew Hollins. He had the ball driving the lane. 7-point lead for Tech Boston. Burke still with just 1 field goal.
They were stuck on 2 the whole quarter.
Inside to Cox-Clara for the layup.
Yeah, Cox-Clara, one of their seniors. They look for him, and also one of the kids with their size. So they're looking for him inside. That's the first time they actually had a clear entry pass. Timeout for Tech Boston. I think they want to get that defense squared away.
Yeah, 2:55 left to go here in the first. 5-point lead for the Bears. But right now, because of the lack of height and size, you see how tough it is for Burke to get anything going inside the paint.
Oh, that's true. Like you mentioned Cox-Clara. He's listed as 6'2". Like I say, he's one of the only seniors they have. But he was able to post up well, use his lower body, got the easy layup.
Burke did have a taller forward that was about 6'3" from earlier this season, but he was unable to stay on the team after the first couple of games.
Those report cards come out.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
That's a tough time of year
see it all the time.
for football and basketball teams, and then baseball in the spring. It's tough for some of the guys to have their grades at that point in the season.
Well, see, in basketball,
so they lost a little height at
say,
that point, because Burke was actually 4-0 before this young man couldn't play basketball anymore.
Right. And because of the way the schedule runs with the school term, I think he's going to miss the rest of the season. I tell you, this TechBoston defense, they're sliding in this zone pretty well. I mean, Burke rather. And they're trying, they let Moore get away a couple of times, the points she has, but.
Pierre carried the basketball before going up with the shot. So that'll go back to the Bulldogs. Inside to Cox Clara. 2 straight buckets for the senior.
One from each side.
3-point ball game. Good swing of the basketball. Here comes Browder with the floater.
A lot of reaching from the Burke. I mentioned earlier they're moving their feet pretty well, but the last couple of times down, they've been reaching and getting beat with the dribble drive.
Nunez, fresh off the bench, no good on that 3. And Cox Clara with the rebound, and they're going to whistle Blake for the foul.
Yeah, good traffic rebound that time by Cox Clara.
Actually, they gave the foul to Pierre. I believe that's his second. No, just his first, excuse me.
It's interesting. Even with the really small lineup for TechBoston, Burke is just about as small, other than Cox Clara.
Cox Clara trying to get inside. More quickly up to Browder.
Dunkley again, defensively, didn't get the block, but he altered the shot.
Stopping, popping, and getting fouled is Jamison, and the 5'6" sophomore will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, Javon Pierre that time trying to defend. It's a little too aggressive with the physical action. The Wash gets to the baseline, hit that shot, and gets hit on the arm.
First free throw no good for Jamison, substitution. And coming into the ball game now for TechBoston is Corvon Whitehall, freshman guard. Second free throw good from Jamison. 2-point ball game. Minute and a half left to go in the first quarter. Whitehall wasting no time. That goes out of bounds.
So these Bears come off the bench shooting, right?
They are not afraid. They made 10 threes last week against Latin Academy. Shot well over 40% from 3, so they're going to put them up. Jamison to the corner now is Dunkley trying to get it inside to Cox Clara. And that'll go out of bounds back to the Bears. TechBoston's been stuck on 9 points for a couple of minutes now.
Well, both teams out, they're playing well defensively.
Inside, Tycliffe Blake.
Maybe a travel there, yeah. He had a nice move. Blake had a nice move on Cox Clara, but he just slid the foot before he bounced the ball.
Blake, one of the taller players on the roster. He's their main scorer inside, along with Walter Hollins.
Yeah, he's 6'3".
Williams from the corner. No good. Cox Clara rebound, swiped away by Whitehall. Quickly up to Moore. Shamar stepping through the defense. No good on the layup.
Yeah, just some bad luck on that bounce.
Williams, corner three. That time, nothing but net.
He was hitting those in the warm-ups, Pat, and from both sides. Deep wing, not quite the baseline, but smooth stroke. First lead for Burke.
10-9, Burke now on top here with 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Jeremiah Burke right now on an 8-0 run to close out the first. We'll see if TechBoston can answer just before the buzzer. Whitehall to Moore, 2 seconds left. Nunez got to put it up.
Right, second time today. The kids on the floor for TechBoston had no idea what the shot clock, or in this case, the game clock was.
Good pace here between both teams. Low score, but right now Jeremiah Burke on top by 1. 10-9 over TechBoston. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week right after this.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to TechBoston Academy High School in Dorchester. For Game of the Week, just about to start the second quarter here. Jeremiah Burke leads TechBoston 10-9, and now we have an early whistle to start the second quarter.
The clock didn't start right away. The game clock was a problem a second ago. Now the shot clock is an issue. Trying to do it correct. It has to be in sync, so. Now it's set. You mentioned earlier the South Division pad in the opening. Was it Brighton, Latin Academy? So for these two teams to break through. Nice second three. That time by Williams.
LeVar now with 6 points after 2 from downtown.
Long three, yeah, exactly. So like I'm saying, for these teams to break through, they still got some work to do even after this game.
Yeah, last year they changed up the divisions on the boys' side of City League basketball. So the South's now made up of Brighton, Burke, Charlestown, Fenway, Latin Academy, Snowden, South Boston, and TechBoston. So this year it's a pretty loaded division. Nunez somehow hits that one at the buzzer.
Someone from the crowd was yelling out, shoot it.
Right.
And he did let it go. Made that long three.
Allen definitely a three-point shooter. Now he's out on the break. Allen Nunez to the goal. Putback is good. That time from Browder.
You talked about how is a short team play. They got to scrap, and like you said, they're all running the floor. Offensive rebound because they had outmanned the Burke under the hoop.
Double dribble. Yeah, Jonas St. Germain got caught near the baseline.
Yeah,
sometimes go back to the Bears.
It's strange because all the players know what a double dribble is, but in a situation like that, you catch the ball, you don't realize you put it down as soon as you caught it, then you're trying to get away from the trap and dribble again.
Too many things going through your mind.
All at once.
Yeah.
All collide together. Nice block.
Yeah, Whitehall lost it inside the paint.
They got to find the shooter.
Fox Clara for three, no good. Williams looking for the tap in.
Just slightly missed time to jump.
Blake going coast to coast.
Good drive, just couldn't finish.
Nunez pokes it away. It goes off of Cox-Clara. Back to Tech Boston.
Yeah, Nunez has been active the entire time he's been in. Came in shooting the shot in the first, 5 seconds. Made that shot at the end of the shot clock.
Blake on the drive, gets it to go.
There he is. You were talking about him before the game. Thin, but he's listed as 6'3", so like you said, he's one of the taller players in the game.
Now it's Dunkley.
Nice pass. Nice pass.
Kick out at St. Germain off the back iron. Dunkley with the offensive rebound. Back up top.
That's a travel, yeah. Too bad, too, because all you had to do is bounce it one time. He could have stepped into the exact same shot.
We got Josh and Jonah St. Germain out there, the two twins for Jeremiah Burke.
Lucky they got numbers on it because we couldn't tell otherwise.
I think this is the year for twins and brothers and sisters.
Right, yeah.
We got the twins on Burke. We got the Mitchell twins at New Mission. We got the Surratt sisters at New Mission.
Yeah. There's Dunkley.
Nice take. Dunkley short on the layup. Out top to Williams for 3. You got it.
I'll tell you, Dunkley is the guy who's actually keeping Burke in this game with his play off the ball. Offensive rebounds, defense, he has 2 blocks already.
Tied it up at 16. Williams now with 9 points to lead the Bulldogs.
All threes, got 3 3-point shots.
Nunez again inside with the floater, trying to go after the loose ball. Dunkley
nice.
Inside.
Nice. See, you got those deceptive long strides. You can't really tell if he's really that quick, but because he gets so much space on each stride, he gets by you just as well. Right there, a little crossover. Not really super quick, but because of the, like I said, the length of the stride gets him free.
Nunez coming away with the steal. Alan Nunez missing the layup. Tap in, no good from Browder.
Straight man-to-man now for Tech Boston. There's the shooter.
Good swing. Jameson, nothing but nylon.
What I like about that, Pat, it was Williams who made this. He could have taken that shot from the baseline. Instead, he saw his teammate just a little more open and made the pass.
3-point lead now for Jeremiah Burke midway through the second quarter. Whitehall coming back. No good on the 3. Dunkley. Back to Williams. Around the rim and out. Cox-Clara with the rebound poked away by the Bears. Offensive foul. Offensive foul on Shamar Moore.
I'll tell you, too bad on 2 counts. First of all, he actually made the hoop, but the contact before, play control foul, no basket, and a foul on Moore. I was just going to say, we hadn't even heard from Moore for the past 3 or 4 minutes. His team has not been getting the ball to him.
One player we haven't heard from Tech Boston either is Walter Duhollins, probably their best inside player despite just being 6 feet tall. He's been on the bench for, I think, all the second quarter.
Yes. Now, did he have 2 fouls in the first quarter?
He might have. He might be in early foul trouble. Tech Boston currently with 17 fouls. Substitution for the Bears coming in now is Faison Jones.
It's funny. He's listed as 5'10", but he looks big.
Oh, he looks much bigger than that.
We'll see. I think Nunez rolled an ankle or something. Looks like he's limping over to the side.
So Burke now going to be shooting 1-on-1. I believe it's Dunkley who will be at the free throw line. Looking to extend the Bulldogs' 3-point lead. We see Coach Sean Ryan, 3rd season as the head coach at Jeremiah Burke. Dunkley knocks down the first. As you mentioned, Sean was at the College of Charleston, Boston University, Central Connecticut State. He was at Holy Cross and
Division I program.
Bounced around a lot. He read a nice article about him. He said, I was really sick and tired of picking up the family and moving a lot. He really likes the stability of the high school level.
It's a major time. So here's another three. Moore finally touched the ball. First shot he's had, second shot he's had this quarter.
He's got a great shooting stroke. Brings it back to a 2-point game.
Let's try it again. Well, getting back to Ryan, that college coaching situation, even though as an assistant, if you bounce around to Division I schools, you have a chance to move up, but you never know when anything's going to open up. So
That's right.
We have family considerations.
Right.
And so in his case, he just decided to come back and do high school, take care of the family, and create a career this way. 3-on-1.
Nice drive from Jamison. Shot no good. Put back. St. Germain. Joshua.
One of the few times we saw the size of the Burke take over that second chance opportunity. Yeah, TechBoston has to go back to finding more for those outside shots.
Whitehall too high off the glass. Here comes Dunkley.
Nice pass.
Cox Clara, reverse slam. What a shot from Cox Clara.
I was going to say nice pass, but better finish.
Moore, deep three. How did he get that one to go?
This is home gym.
Man.
Yeah, when you have deep shooters like that in high school, it makes the game so much fun.
3-point lead now for TechBoston. Germain on the drive. Jamison going baseline.
He stepped out of bounds. It's going to be a blocking foul. Blocking foul on Blake.
Jamison will now head to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1.
A high intensity game. What you mentioned in the open about these teams really trying to sort of break out of that lower division and get up there with the perennially good teams. It's a tough process, but from what we've seen tonight, these teams definitely have the ability. They have the offense because they both defend well, and they have different styles of offense, but both effective.
Dunkley lost it inside the paint, now back up top. But right now, Burke is beating TechBoston at their own game. The Bears
they really are.
Really like to force turnovers.
That's a good
run.
point.
Burke's doing that to them.
We're seeing the Burke go and get these loose balls. Loose balls should be all TechBoston with their quickness, even though they're undersized. But you're right. This last, I'd say, 3-minute stretch, we've seen the Burke get all those, and they've earned their way to the free throw line.
And Jamison knocks down the first. One more thing about Coach Ryan. He was living in West Roxbury a couple of years ago before he came to Burke and was commuting to Central Connecticut State. He was driving 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
2 hours up, or 2 hours down, 2 hours back up. And he said, I wouldn't see sunlight when I was leaving. I wouldn't see sunlight coming home.
Between practices and games? Wow.
He's very, he's having a lot of fun coaching this Burke team. Corner three, no good from TechBoston's Faison Jones.
One of the few offensive rebound putbacks that TechBoston's been able to get.
2-point game here with just over a minute left before halftime. Dunkley. And he lost it out of bounds.
That's his first sort of bad play because he actually had a teammate in the corner. He usually finds them. That time he was trying to finish. Knocked the ball off his own leg.
Moore again. That one way off. Put back good from Jones. We're tied up at 26.
That Faison? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So now it's a 3-2 for TechBoston as they're trying to get the ball out of Dunkley's hands. That's a carry there. Yeah. We've had a few of them in the first half. I'm surprised that's the first one called. Burke's going to take a timeout. I think Coach Ryan wants to get his team tell his kids how to attack this 3-2 because Tech Boston's gone from man to 2-3 zone now to a 3-2 zone. So I'm sure that even though there's only 30 seconds left in the half, Coach Ryan for the Burke wants to have his players aware of how to attack from the wings. There's your board. And he's just showing them. On the other side, the board for Coach Williams.
Yeah, this could be an interesting possession or two here to end the quarter when you tied up at 26. Burke's had most of the momentum here in the second quarter, but if Tech Boston can end with a basket or two, they're going to carry it into halftime.
Oh, 30 seconds the game clock, 30 second shot clock. So
Burke could play for the final shot if they want to.
They could play for the final shot of the half.
While we got the time, certainly want to thank Brian Buckley, who's the athletic coordinator here at Tech Boston Academy. He wanted to make sure we got a shot of the floor, and I said, Brian, we're on the floor pretty much the whole game, but that's all right. But he just was raving about how good of a job the city did renovating the floor here at Tech Boston Academy. They did a great job here in this gym. The floor was pretty beat up just a couple of years. Actually, I think it was last year when they did it. So this is really the first full basketball season.
He's right. It's a good point.
They did a real nice job.
This is a very old building, one of the old brick buildings, but they really picked up the inside, starting with the floor.
Brian's helped us out a lot, being able to cover a game here. I believe this is our first game of the week at Tech Boston Academy. Now Burke looking for the final shot for the end of the quarter.
Nice
Cox Clara. What a pass from Dunkley.
Moore's going to let it go and travel first, though. Yeah. He was trying to get some momentum going into the shot, but he took the extra step to call for travel.
Coach Ryan's asking for another couple of seconds here before the half.
No, it actually,
they're ran out. They're not going to give him that. So Jeremiah Burke with a 2-point lead here at the half at Tech Boston Academy. And we mentioned how the styles of both these teams were similar. Both teams have shooters. Both teams are quick. They want to get out on the break. But it was Burke creating a few more turnovers until those last couple of turnovers of the quarter, or else this would be about a 6 or 7 point game.
You're right. And I think that the Burke has matched the quickness and speed of Tech Boston for the most part in this first half. I'm really impressed with how Dunkley, I knew he could jump. I knew he was a good inside player. I didn't know he could handle the ball this well. He's actually sort of like a semi-point guard for them.
Sure.
They made that very nice play to end the half to give Cox Clara the hoop to give the Burke a 2-point lead. So there are some things for both teams to look at as we get ready for the third quarter.
It should be a lot of fun in the second half. Just a 2-point ball game here at Tech Boston Academy. Now, as we mentioned, we're in the neighborhood of Dorchester. A lot of great things are happening in this, probably the biggest neighborhood in the city. And one program we've showed before is the Martin Richard Charitable Foundation's Challenger Basketball League over at the Boys and Girls Club. So we're going to take a look at that story right now.
At first glance, this might look like a local summer camp, with kids moving to the beat of a bucket drum, playing colorful group activities, and competing in a game of musical chairs. So you see that these buckets at the Boys and Girls Club of Dorchester are used for more than just instruments and recreational furniture. Good shot! These buckets are an integral part of the Martin Richard Challenger Basketball League, program that provides physically and mentally challenged youth with a chance to enjoy the benefits of playing the game of basketball. Thanks to the success and popularity of the Martin Richard Baseball League, which was created in the spring of 2014, players and parents saw room for more sports on the challenger level.
Initially, a great member of the community, Brenda McDonough, worked with us at the Boys and Girls Club to found Project Bind, which serves children of all abilities. We think that's really important, a great need in the community. And then it led to the Challenger Baseball program down at Savin Hill Park, and it took off from there. We realized that the families and the children got so much out of it that we needed to think about doing something for every season.
Parents asked for more. They wanted to have another sport. They enjoyed it so much that they really wanted to do something else. So we started the soccer program and partnered with the Richard family to create the Martin Richard Challenger Sports program. And they wanted to have 4 sports. So that's how basketball was created.
Each Sunday during the winter months, Challenger players pile into the Boys and Girls Club of Dorchester to learn the ins and outs of the game of basketball, much like they've done on the baseball diamond.
We do dribbling, we do the cones, we run around, we play an intense game. We would get pennies and we would put them on different teams.
We do one-on-one like dribbling and passing and shooting, and we teach them just like the basics of basketball and let them have a lot of fun.
But with a different sport comes different challenges. So along with the basic basketball skills and scrimmages, the Martin Richard Basketball League also incorporates other recreational activities.
We really try to create activities for the kids for them to have fun and to constantly keep them moving, because we're also inside. It looks different than baseball when you're outside and there's more room to move for the kids. Ross Lilly is the executive director of Adaptive Sport America. So Ross will come in with his team and he thinks of fun ways to keep the kids moving and to make sure that they're being included and to make sure that every kid is able to access the sport. He made the basketball barrels, if you want to call them, for us, because some of our kids weren't able to reach the nets because of mobility issues. He uses the drums and musical chairs as a way to inspire the kids and have fun. You know, music is something that sort of all kids kind of are drawn to, and it's a way to get their attention, to keep them moving. So putting fun activities in with the sport really helps the kids engage more with the sport.
Despite the addition of these unconventional drills, the principal concept of the buddies in the Challenger League remains the same, with friendships being formed both on and off the court.
Isn't that something, though, the buddies? That's a whole other aspect of the program, which is pretty amazing. So we have volunteers from the community, and they pair up as buddies with the participants in the program. First of all, the participants are getting a new friend, which is a great thing. The buddies are definitely learning how to work with children who have varying needs.
We want them to get to know each other. We want them to somehow form some kind of a friendship. So if they're at the supermarket and they see their buddy, they're giving each other a high five now. You know, we're all in the community together to show that, well, now I see this kid, he's a player, I've been supporting him on Sundays, playing basketball, playing soccer, playing baseball. Now I see them in the community, and now I appreciate all the strengths that he has. The family who has a child with a disability, to be able to see someone in the neighborhood to now have that person say hi to their child, it really means a lot to the family.
Basketball, I'm just horrendous. I just dribble a ball around. But there's not a lot that you need to know about the sports to be able to coach it. I mean, you know, once you get the drills down and things like that, it's a lot of opportunity to get to know kids, get to know the buddies, and meet people that are, you know, interested in something similar.
My buddy Lidiani, she likes to talk about her hair. She likes to talk about movies like Frozen. She talks about anything. It's a really humbling experience to get to see them, like how much fun they have and how proud they are of themselves, because, you know, it gives them an experience they otherwise might not have gotten to have.
Sometimes we socialize about stuff like colleges or whatever, or we like talk about things related to basketball.
But perhaps the greatest joy during this experience comes from the Challenger players' parents, who pack the stands at the Boys and Girls Club each week to watch their kids play a sport that once seemed unreachable.
The program's for the kids. That's why we designed this program. That's why it exists. But what the parents get out of it is absolutely amazing. A lot of them never thought they'd see their child participate in a sporting event, and all of a sudden they're playing sports year-round, and it means so much to them. It really does. I hear very often firsthand from the parents. They're so thrilled and grateful that their kids have the opportunity.
As a parent, it really makes you laugh when you see them doing it, just because it's fun. It's fun stuff, very basic things to teach them some very basic skills, how to get along and to be good friends.
While the Martin Richard Challenger League has spread across multiple sports, league administrators believe the growth of this essential sports program has just begun. For the MR8 Foundation to continue its mission of providing all of our youth with the chance to play sports, supporters will look to extend the league's reach well beyond the neighborhood boundaries of Dorchester.
The Richard family really wants to be able to grow the Martin Richard sports program into other neighborhoods, into other states, you know, really to have it go across the United States. So it's something that we're working with the family right now to build a toolbox, to build some kind of a kit where if there's someone from another neighborhood who wanted to do either one of these sports or all of these sports, we're working on building this toolkit right now to be able to give this to another neighborhood so other folks can do what we're doing as well.
There you have it, the Martin Richard Challenger Basketball League, just down the road in the Savin Hill section of Dorchester. Just a great program going down there.
Yeah,
that's right. Started out with baseball a couple years ago. Now it's into basketball. They want to do soccer. They want to do swimming. They want to do a lot more Challenger leagues here in the city. Nothing but good things can come from that.
Oh, definitely. Partnerships, and I really like the helpers and their attitudes. They're all smiling, and they're all really into it.
A lot of fun down there in Savin Hill. Let's take a look at the halftime stats here at Tech Boston before we start the third quarter. And first up, it's the Tech Boston Bears.
You see your Bears, as we mentioned, Moore coming in. He's as advertised. He can shoot deep. Had 3 threes in that first half. I like the fact he faked a couple of times once the basket was able to score. 14 points for him. Nunez came off the bench and hit a 3. Rebounds, 4 rebounds for Kelly and Jones with 3, and then assists, 5 assists between Pierre and Nunez.
Let's take a look at the Burke stats.
Burke, pretty spread across also. Williams, we talked about him being a three-point shooter. All 9 of his points come on 3 really deep three-point jump shots. Cox Clara inside, the opposite. All of his points have been inside. Dunkley, like his floor game, he has 4 rebounds. Dunkley also has 3 assists. Meanwhile, Cox Clara with 4 rebounds. And Jameson with 4 assists for Burke. So pretty even. They do it slightly different ways, but the result right now is a 2-point game.
We saw Shamar Moore there with the 14 points to lead all scorers. We got some highlights of him from the first half, and he was really the reason why Tech Boston's in it.
No doubt. He can shoot it deep. That one was about 20-footer. See, that's what I'm talking about. He made a fake, went to the basket, was able to score off the backboard. Back to that deep 3. That one's way outside. So he has excellent range, and I think it'll be more of the same for the second half. There was one stretch, about a 4-minute stretch, he didn't touch the ball at all. So I think that Coach Williams for Tech Boston probably reminds his players, even if we don't expect him to shoot it all the time, he's a threat to shoot, and he'll open up something else for a teammate.
Yeah, certainly a very good first half there for Moore. We'll see if anybody else from Tech Boston can start getting the shooting stroke going, because they're going to have somebody else besides Moore. Because at some point, Moore's going to miss.
Especially. And he also got a foul at the end there, so we got to be careful with that.
Just about ready to start the third quarter here at Tech Boston Academy. Bears with a 2-point lead over the Bulldogs with a 2-point lead over the Tech Boston Bears. Jameson trying to feed Cox Clara inside. Too many white jerseys. Jermaine with the steal, and Moore gets it right back for the Bears. Now Shamar losing it out of bounds. Both these teams hunting down the basketball.
Good hustle by both teams. Like you mentioned that time, Devontae Jameson had the ball taken away by Moore, but he just couldn't keep control.
Jameson floater off the back iron.
Yeah, Blake had that just taken away. Dunkley again.
Williams, deep 3. Around the rim and out.
That'll be a holding blocking foul. It'll be nice drive on the play for
Walter
Tech Boston. Did he play in the first half?
He started the game and then came out after a couple minutes. So I'm wondering, he was the one who might have had foul trouble early on.
Oh, nice steal.
Yeah, Jermaine. Dunkley swinging it to Jameson for 3.
Well, the one thing for Burke, they move the ball until they get an open shot. You got to like that part of the game.
Moore top of the key, short on the shot, might have been deflected. Let's go back to the Bulldogs.
Moore saying he got hit on the forearm. I think he wants to tell the official, I don't shoot air balls.
Beautiful pass. Yeah. Williams to Cox Clara, basket, and the foul.
He just made that point that the Burke team is doing a slightly better job of getting the ball moved to open players, open teammates. Unselfish play always results, like right here in easy hoops. There's Blake with the foul. Makes that a 5-point game.
Cox Clara knocking down the free throw. 11 points for Cox Clara. And he's going to be called for the foul inside.
Right. Yeah, his father's also named Rico. He played basketball in Boston for years. Working in community centers. He worked at English High for a number of years. He helped us out with some of our telecasts over in English. He mentioned to me that his son, who reminded me his son is playing at the Burke. He said, "Do you ever do a Burke game?" Yeah, we'll get a Burke game. So hello, Rico. I know you're watching.
Either now or later, you'll be watching this game.
Blake trying to cash in here at the free throw line.
Blake knocks down the second. So a 4-point game. Jeremiah Burke with the lead.
Back to man defensively for TechBoston.
Williams for three.
Wow. That was right in front of us, Pat. He has a deceptive stroke.
He does.
Because it's almost as if the shot is in motion before he even gets off the floor.
Du Hollins somehow, excuse me, that's not Du Hollins. That's Javon Pierre with the bucket.
Right.
Good poke steal from Browder, but he's unable to get it before it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Dunkley was trying to get that ball to his teammate St. Germain.
Head coach Johnny Williams does not want to lose to Jeremiah Burke in his home gym.
Oh, not at all. That's part of his message he's huddled, I'm sure. Nice drive to the hoop again by Burke as they're trying to get the ball inside. Jamison will get 2 free throws. We talked about EC on the drive and takes the hit from Pierre. Talked about their seasons. Both of them, they have a loss in common. They both lost to Cathedral. A very good Cathedral team in Division 4. Cathedral ran over 70 points on both these teams. And in the TechBoston's case, they also lost to O'Brien.
Who's having a real good season.
O'Brien's having a good season, like you said.
Jamison misses that second free throw. 5-point lead for the Burke Bulldogs.
Moore's over here waiting for the ball. He wants to just swing it to him.
Ladder trying to feed it inside.
That's one of the few times that Moore just didn't get it when he was wide open. For some reason, the Burke defense just swung too far over to the opposite side. Left him wide open on this wing. Never touched the ball though.
Du Hollins gets fouled on his way to the basket.
Yeah, Cox Clara's got to be careful. If that's on him. No, they didn't call it on him. They called it outside.
Substitution for Burke. Cox Clara going to take a seat. They're coming in. As that three is made by Shamar Moore.
Well, that's
right on cue.
That's what he does.
Alondre Francois now in for the Bulldogs. Inside to Francois. Couldn't get that one to go. There's Du Hollins with the basketball. He can fill up the stat sheet. He had 29 points back in December against Braintree.
Nice block there by.
That was Block was on Francois. St. Germain couldn't finish the layup. Moore inside.
Swing. There you go.
Open shot again. That time he's short with it, but it goes off for St. Germain. So Tech Boston will keep the basketball. 4:44 left to go here in the third.
And we talked about Moore. We're having 14 at halftime. He hit a 3 already. The 2-3 zone, so that deep wing is where he's going to be open. That's a little off balance for him.
Good hustle again that time from Edwin Colley to get another offensive rebound.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Pat, if Coach Williams talked about what we talked about in the break, saying we're the smaller, quicker team. Why are they beating us these loose balls? And now this quarter we're seeing Tech Boston is getting 2 more of the loose balls.
Another block inside by Germain. VAR inside. St. Germain gets fouled. That one's going to be on Pierre. Josh
Javon was trying to draw a player control foul, but instead still moving on the contact.
So Josh St. Germain now at the free throw line. And the 5'9" junior forward unable to hit the first. Substitution as Tycliffe Blake comes back in for Tech Boston. And Orvon Whitehall back in. Germain 2 for 2 from the free throw line. I'll make that 1 for 2, excuse me. Whitehall trying for 3, no good. Blake there for the putback.
Good job by Blake. Used his slender body to get inside. Tough pass.
Another steal for Tech Boston. Whitehall swatted away by Bunkley.
Again, yeah.
DeJour Dunkley.
He was waiting for that one. Almost punched this one out the door. Watch Dunkley, number 10, from behind.
Oh, what a block.
Tell you. Dunkley came down a little awkwardly. Just hanging in there. He has 5 blocks now.
Blake on the drive and call foul on the floor.
Too bad. They had good position on the play, but reached in at the end. So we talked about how the South is situated. We've already seen Brighton. Tonight we're seeing the Burke. And tonight we're seeing Tech Boston. But you're right. It's like a tough way to move your way up there. But these teams at this point, they're 7-2 and 9-4. They have a good chance to knock off one of these top teams. Last week, for instance, was a really tough game between Tech Boston, Fenway, and Brighton.
Tap in good from Walter Drew Hollins. I believe that's his first field goal.
Yeah, Burke is getting a little scattered on their offense. A little out of control.
Right now, Tech Boston with the lead, 36-35.
Yeah, ball's going to stay with Burke. Both these teams also play a lot of out-of-city games, too. Especially Burke. They're coming into tonight, they're 9-4.
They both played in the holiday tournament over Christmas break.
Steal.
Here comes Moore. Straight to the bucket. Put back from Blake.
Yeah, Moore was looking for contact that time. There was none, but still, His teammates were there to help clean it up. 3-point lead for TechBoston.
And Jeremiah Burke takes a timeout, 2:51 left to go in the third. And Blake with the putback. He's got 7 points in the quarter.
That's hustle. When you hustle both ends, a lot of good things happen. I mean, it's work. You're going to get tired. But when you go baseline to baseline like Blake is doing, like you said, 7 points in the quarter.
Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to Facebook and search for Game of the Week. A lot of good stuff up there, pictures, videos, updates on which games we're going to be covering. So make sure you like us on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. Use the hashtag BostonGOW. We'll also be tweeting at TBA Updates. That's for Tech Boston Academy's Twitter handle as well. So make sure you follow those things for all the Game of the Week updates about which games we're covering. It's coming out of the timeout. Jeremiah Burke with the basketball down by 3 as Tech Boston has out-hustled Burke here in the third quarter.
Just like earlier in the game, I said TechBoston had to get back to getting the ball to Moore. Now the Burke has to get back to getting the ball to Williams. There he is. It's going to be a reach-in. A foul on Moore. Oh, that's going to be... Yeah, Moore's going to be careful with foul trouble.
Yeah, you often see that with these teams that are quick. They like to force turnovers. Sometimes you're slapping at the ball and they call fouls.
Good defense that time. I tell you, the whole play was actually made by Browder. Browder forced the Burke player to actually take the ball into the backcourt. It's almost like the defensive quickness comes in spurts. Similar, we always talk about offense coming that way, but for these two teams, the way they play, it's like their defensive quickness comes in spurts. Good matchup of the two shooters right there.
Drew Hollins for 3 from the corner. Jamison. Looks like Burke's moving a little too fast.
Yeah, that time.
Offensively.
Thought Williams was ahead of the field, but those long arms of Moore, no steal for him.
Drew Hollins. What a shot from Walter Drew Hollins.
Well, he stuck with it. But that was the main thing. He wasn't afraid to get the shot blocked.
5-point lead now for Tech Boston. They haven't had this kind of lead since the first quarter. Good kick that time. Dunkley to the rim. Gets that to go.
Friendly roll.
Floater, no good that time from Browder. Jamison, good pass to St. Germain. What a block by Drew Hollins. Browder, tap in again from Blake.
That's your guy, Pat.
9 points in the third quarter now from Ty Cliff.
I think he heard you talk about him in the warm-up line before the game because he's putting on a show.
That's a 2. Oh, they're going to call the 3 from St. Germain. I thought he was stepping on the line, but Jonas St. Germain brings it back to a 2-point game, 50 seconds left in the quarter. Almost a steal from Williams. And
I believe they're going to... Burke was trying to get another breakaway. Moore was ready to launch that one, but defense got to him. That was a good job that time by Jamison. Not Jamison, by Pierre. Javon Pierre got out there in time to take away that shot from Moore.
Just trying to get the shot clock right. They forgot to reset. Or they forgot to start the shot clock after the last possession. So 19 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Bears. fouled on his way to the basket was Browder.
He's forcing the action. Shamar, like the third time we've seen him do that. He sees a lane. He's able to get into the gap, force some defensive contact, and he earned 2 free throws. I know both coaches are happy with the energy these teams have been given throughout the entire game.
Browder with his first point. It comes here towards the end of the third quarter. No good on the second. 3-point lead for the Bears. 20 seconds left before the end of the third. Jamison dribbling a little too much.
Yep.
Somehow is able to hang on. Steal. Poked away by Browder. Here comes Shamar. Scoring the layup. 4-point lead for TechBoston. And the Bears ending the quarter on a nice run. They now lead by 5, 45-40. And we got a good one brewing here at TechBoston Academy in Dorchester. We'll be right back.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to TechBoston Academy in Dorchester. The TechBoston Bears lead the Jeremiah Burke Bulldogs 45-40. Just about ready to start the fourth quarter. You're on Game of the Week.
I think it might come down to which team can stay out of foul trouble here in this fourth quarter because of this defensive pace. Cox Clara's back in the game for the Burke, so he had to sit with some foul trouble.
Browder slipping on his way to the rim, but gets it to go and a foul.
Right there, I thought he was a little off balance, but somehow he was. Your backboard's your friend, right? That's why that little box is up there. Now watch this. There you go. Oh, he got kicked from behind. That's what good call. Chance for a 3-point play.
And he gets it to go. Big time play for TechBoston. 8-point lead now at the start of the fourth.
Yeah, Dunkley and Williams got to get going for the Burke.
Cox Clara sat for a little bit in the third as well. He's back in there.
A little too much dribbling. Too much dribbling. Got bailed out that time is reaching by Whitehall. No need for it. And that's why Coach Williams called him over and said, we don't need that. This place between your man and the basketball and the hoop, you don't have to reach. The Burke's a little out of sync with their half-court set. You're seeing them dribble the ball a little too much. They're going nowhere. And on this one, Dunkley will try to penetrate, then get kick out to a shooter. The long arms by Shamar Moore defensively.
Williams, nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's just saying. It's one of those things where when you're out of sync, second time we've seen a Burke player just dribbling the ball too much. Too long. Move the ball, move your body. Well, TechBoston with a chance to go up 10.
Whitehall knocking it down from the elbow.
Good confidence that time. There's your 10-point lead.
8-0 run right now for Tech Boston. Dunkley. Burke running the weave, and now it's Jermaine getting fouled on his way to the rim.
First positive play they've had in probably the last 3 minutes. Didn't get the hoop, but did create some contacts against the foul line. As Blake looked like he was close to having a clean block, but as we have to see a lot, high school players just can't resist trying to actually smack the ball. Right.
St. Germain unable to hit the first.
I shouldn't say high school, just high school players. It's like every
college
level.
and NBA do it too.
Everybody do the same thing. And coaches always tell you, just go straight up.
Right.
Just reach as high as you can.
Offensive rebound
for
Dunkley.
I tell you, I'm just not sure why Burke has the ball in everybody else's hands.
Cox Clara inside to Dunkley, nice shot.
Some certain players sort of dribble with a purpose, move with a purpose. And so far tonight for Burke, Dunkley's been that guy.
Back to an 8-point game. And that's knocked out of bounds by Cox Clara.
Now on that play, Dunkley was in the middle of the zone under the hoop. He was yelling at Cox Clara that Moore was coming along the baseline looking for that shot. Gave Cox Clara a chance to get his long arm out there to deflect the ball. It's like a 2-3, but see, Dunkley defensively is given the defensive instructions.
Moore deep three. Drew Hollins a rebound.
Nice steal.
Cox Clara.
They give it up.
Jamison corner three off the back iron.
Tech Boston's trying to slow things down. 8-point lead.
And Drew Hollins shuffles his feet. Walter's got to be frustrated. He knows he's normally a double-digit scorer, double-digit rebound.
I think you're absolutely right.
Player, and
it
right
happens.
now with just one field goal.
That's what happens. It's different points of time. They'll get into his head. Players like that, like you say, they're used to making the bigger contributions. You just got to remember, it doesn't matter right now because his team's up. Well, they were up 8, now they're up 5.
Dunkley with a big-time three from the top of the key for the Bulldogs. Just under 5 minutes left to go. Moore, corner three. Wow, rattles it home.
That was under pressure as Dunkley had to get out there with his long arm.
Dunkley now back down the other end. No good. Tap in good from Cox Clara.
Timeout Burke. Yeah, I think Coach Ryan's got to figure out something defensively because Moore just hit that. That was a really contested three. But even before that, for some reason, his team was allowing Moore to get free on the baseline. Watch Dunkley try to go have that deflected, but Cox Clara there to follow up. Got a 6-point game, but for Tech Boston, Coach Williams is just trying to get them to make sure we get a good shot every time on offense, play high on defense. For Burke's main problem is the defense. They've this last quarter or so, they've not been able to really prevent any good shots for Tech Boston.
Folks, next week we're going to be in the same neighborhood, but down at Latin Academy for Game of the Week next week. That's Friday, February 3rd. That game's also at 5:30. Charlestown taking on the Latin Academy Dragons. It'll be live on Boston City TV, Comcast Channel 24, RCN Channel 13. We mentioned the Boston South. We got these two teams, both Latin Academy and Charlestown, have winning records, are at the top of the division. This division at the top
really
spot
tight,
is just loaded. There's 5 teams that are in within 3 or 4 games of each other.
That's why these next few weeks are so important. And February is right around the corner. February goes quick. Before you know it, that third week of February, you get the city championships.
Yeah, that's right. 6-point lead for Tech Boston. Ten seconds left on the shot clock. Drew Hollins, top of the key, short with that one.
Yeah, that time they made a slight adjustment. Burke did defensively. They put Clara in the middle.
Dunkley somehow squeezed that home.
Got those long arms. And even against the defense, like I said, the backboard's your friend. Back to a 4-point game. Now back to man-to-man defense.
Whitehall. Dunkley. Jamison now inside, knocked away. Drew Hollins trying to go coast to coast. Jamison with the poke steal. Dunkley lines up a three, well off that time from DeJour.
Yeah, he saw Clara underneath.
Drew Hollins somehow finished that layup over Dunkley.
Both teams now have gone man-to-man defensively.
Back to a 6-point ball game. St.
Nice
Germain.
Go. Oh, got to shoot that one.
Cox Clara poked away by Browder, and now we got a steal and a foul by Jamison.
There's going to be bonus free throws for Washington. Nice play. See, length against length on that one. Dunkley couldn't get up high enough for the block.
So Browder now at the free throw line, shooting 1-1. No good on the first.
Yeah, big miss.
And TechBoston.
Oh.
I think that stays with the Bears.
Key play, because we're down to 3 minutes to go.
Burke. Excuse me, that does go to Burke. So TechBoston will get the next held ball.
Problem for Burke is they now have 9 team fouls, so double bonus the rest of the way. Shooting for TechBoston.
Jamison got nowhere to go with it. St. Germain. Williams, who's been real quiet here in the second half.
Hadn't taken a shot in quite some time. His teammates playing out the ball. Ryan just told Williams, when you get the ball, create a shot for yourself.
Off the turnover, Whitehall. Tap in, no good. Blake, putback is good.
Between Whitehall and Blake, Pat, you called it, that extra length, extra size and height on that made that play for TechBoston. Back to an 8-point lead for the Bears.
Cox Clara off the spin move. There's Williams. Couldn't get that three to go. Browder no good. Tap in, good from Whitehall.
I'll tell you, you know what? We talk about Shamar Moore and his offense, but we got to give him a lot of credit. He's the one playing on Williams, LeVar Williams, defensively since TechBoston's gone to the man-to-man. He's probably the reason why Williams is not getting any open shots.
Yeah, Shamar Moore.
As much as he played the offense, Pat,
right.
This last quarter, he's done an excellent job defensively. And more offensive rebounding by TechBoston. They've really earned this 10-point lead with their hustle.
Talking about Shamar's defense, he goes about 6'1", so he's about 3 inches,
long arms.
2 or 3 inches taller than Williams, so he can use that length like you're talking about defensively.
That's exactly what he's done for this fourth quarter.
10-point game. Jamison.
I think he got a technical foul also.
So Blake called for the foul.
Oh, yeah.
And
Blake
the tech.
got the foul and a tech, so he got 2 fouls in the same call.
I didn't see much there from Blake.
I think he said something. As soon as the foul was called. So this is the last gasp right here for Burke. Is they'll have a chance actually for 4 free throws and the ball.
Yeah, it's a good point, Alan. This could
with
huge
1:41 to go.
Jeremiah
This
Burke.
is the I think their last gasp to get back in it. Down 10 right now, but they have a chance. Like I said, they're gonna get 2 on the foul, 2 on the check, then they're gonna get the ball back. So they potentially could get either 6 or 7 points. I think Blake fouled out on that because
he earned the personal,
right.
Then you get the tech, which is another personal.
Yeah.
That should be 5. Jamison gets the first. Huge now, too, because you got the clock stopped at 1:41. No good on the second.
All right, so someone else will shoot the checks.
Dunkley has been good from the line tonight. So he'll shoot the 2 pressure free throws for Burke. Dunkley gets the first. $16 points and 6 rebounds now for DeJour. Knocks down the second. So 7-point game, and Burke will get the ball back.
A 2 or a 3 will make it a very, very manageable deficit for the Burke. I mean, it was looking like they were out of it, down 10, but that one play so far it's given them 3 points. Let's see if it gives them any more.
Dunkley guarded up top by Drew Holland. And we're going to jump ball, going to go back to Tech Boston, and Dunkley's hurt.
I think he got a cramp in his calf.
Yeah, he grabbed his calf, so he's going to have to come out at least for a possession.
Unless Burke has a timeout to use, they could use a timeout to keep him in the game, but
yeah, must be a cramp.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, he just gave it a quick second to. He's saying he needs something
for water.
Right. Yep. Yeah, he's had a good game though. At that time, he was trying to force the action, get to the basket. So, Tech Boston get the ball back. Yeah, definitely a cramp because he's trying to rub it out. 1:33 to go, 7-point game.
Bears going to try to work a possession here.
The smart play by Drew Hollins. He could have tried to go to baseline. Instead, pulled it out.
Crowder now driving inside, forcing the action. He's short with the layup. Coxabar's got to give it up.
You should have said the idea. Those guys are converting on him. Need a shot by Williams.
Now it's Jamison.
Yeah, nice play. See, that's the penetration I was talking about. Get past the foul line. Williams is going to shoot to that far baseline corner.
So Jamison now heading back to the free throw line. He was 1 of 2 last time up.
Still 1 and 1 though, so it's important. Got to make this first one to get the second shot.
Next foul for each team will be put them in the double bonus. And Jamison hits the first. So now a 6-point game, 53 seconds left in the fourth. Jamison gets the second one to go. 5-point game, 53 seconds left on the clock, and Coach Ryan and Burke climb out of it, or will Tech Boston hang on?
I'll tell you, a little 5-point run. Just like we said, with 1:41 to go, it looked like it was pretty much wrapped up. 10-point lead for Tech Boston, but that one play, foul on the shot and the technical foul, because it was 59-49. Now with the 5 straight points for Burke, it's 59-54. Now give Burke credit; they've also played some good defense. The last couple of times up for Tech Boston. Tech Boston's gotten a couple of drives to the hoop. They were challenged. Now Burke has to defend again. Meanwhile, Tech Boston, they take their time. At this point, you got to go back to look for more. I mean, Moore's had an excellent game, and he showed some versatility also. I think you have Coach Ryan now trying to set up a half-court trap. They want to do two things. They want to keep the ball out of Moore's hands, but at the same time, they want to create some activity by trapping the ball, maybe getting if not a steal, maybe a held ball, or forcing TechBoston to take another timeout.
If you're the Burke, at what point do you wait before you start fouling TechBoston? I know you're going to be in the double bonus,
right.
but the
you're
clock's your enemy.
Exactly. Yeah, most coaches give the kids like 10 seconds, 8 to 9 seconds to. If you get a steal, fine. If you can't, then let's foul. See, that's what I'm saying. Moore's the one who's got the ball. He wants a double team. He's calling for a double team. There's nothing happening.
So now Coach Williams takes a timeout. 41 seconds left. Yeah. 18 on the shot clock.
Yeah, see, now you're not going to foul. You're just going to play it because you still have more than 20 seconds. If you can get a stop, there's still more than 20 seconds left. You've got to assume you're going to come back and score.
Get a quick bucket and then foul.
Right.
You see a future high school hoop star.
Can't wait. He's looking at the crowd saying, boys, this is fun.
Crowd, cameras, close games like this.
Well-played game. I'll tell you.
This is.
You're on to something with this South Division, I'm telling you.
It's loaded this year. I mean, it's really, you have Brighton, Burke, Charlestown, Fenway, and TechBoston will definitely make the state tournament. Latin Academy's got a good chance. So you got probably 6 teams in the South that'll probably make the state tournament.
I mean, the big surprise, I think, has been Fenway.
They've had a nice year.
Good friend of mine, Bruce DeSilva's over there. His first year coaching them, he was an assistant coach with O'Brien for the past couple of seasons.
Right.
Went over to Fenway, and then he has that team 10-2.
Talking about O'Brien, they've had a heck of a year as well. They're now in the
They
North.
Can score.
So it's going to probably be them and New Mission at the top of the North. And a bad turnover. Here comes Cox Clara. Gets it to go off the window. 3-point game, 20 seconds left. Burke's got a foul. And they do foul Whitehall at half court. 12 seconds left on the clock.
Like you said, Pat, double bonus.
So 2 shots now for Devon Whitehall. And he hits the first. That's a big one. That breaks a 7-0 run by Jeremiah Burke. Coach Ryan takes a timeout.
Yeah, he wants to make sure his kids are all on the same page this last 12 seconds. Make or miss that, doesn't matter. It's going to be a 2-possession game. Yeah, even though Burke's had a good season, I mean, if they drop this one, this will be 3rd loss in the last 4 games. I mentioned Cathedral, they're tough. They lost a tough one at Charlestown. They went out of town, beat Wayland, but now tonight, like I said, this is. But your point is important too. They're definitely in the state tournament once they get the 10th win.
That's right.
Then you just want to get yourself as good a seeding as possible. But we have 2 real competitive teams. I like the way they both defend. I mean, we come in talking about the offense. That's what you always look at. But defensively, we've seen them do a number of things. We've seen both teams go man-to-man. We've seen them both pressure man-to-man. We've seen them in various zones. Now, right here is going to be after this second shot. Obviously, they're going to run up and try to throw up a 3. But strategically, both coaches have done a good job adjusting to what the other one has done.
Whitehall knocks down the second.
Yeah.
Two monster free throws.
I was going to say. Here's Williams.
5-point lead for TechBoston. They got to shoot. And that is going to do it as Drew Hollins finishes the game off with a jam. So TechBoston goes on to win 63-56. Great game here at TechBoston Academy.
That was a fun game. Yeah.
The score was not quite as close as the game really was because those two teams went back and forth a lot. But you saw that third quarter really for TechBoston. And you mentioned it, Alan. Shamar Moore covering LaVon Williams.
Made a big difference.
Made a huge
big difference. Well, TechBoston, for whatever reason, and sometimes in high school, this is what happens at halftime. Sometimes the leaders on your team, maybe the captain will say, Coach, let's go man. Let's go, at least let's mix it up. Okay, however it was decided, it did make a difference. I mean, Moore slowed down a little bit offensively, but he was very, very much in the game in a big way defensively because he, like I said, and I noticed that in the third quarter, he's the one who took on Williams, who clearly was the best outside shooter for the Burke.
Without question, Moore with a monster game for TechBoston. They hang on to beat their neighborhood rival here, Jeremiah Burke, 63-56. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our Game of the Week MVP, our game-winning coach, and our final stats here from TechBoston Academy in just a few.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Back in here at TechBoston Academy, final score, TechBoston Bears able to defeat the Burke Bulldogs. Close game, 63-56. Pat Flatters run over there to track down Coach Williams for TechBoston Academy and the high scorer and star of the game. Let's go to Pat.
Folks, we're here with our MVP of tonight's game, Shamar Moore from TechBoston. We're here with Shamar Moore, MVP of TechBoston, and head coach of TechBoston Academy, Johnny Williams. And first, Shamar, we're going to start with you. your shooting stroke is just amazing. We're watching you out there. When did you start shooting like that? I mean, were you a middle schooler where you were able to knock down threes? I mean, have you always been a great shooter, or has it just been over the last year or two in high school where you've been working on it a lot?
I wasn't a great shooter. When I started coming to school, this man got my shot right. Started shooting the ball, just started letting it fly.
You had 22 points tonight. You also drove it to the basket well. I mean, is that something you're trying to develop your game, both the inside and outside part of the game, both shooting and then when you knock a couple down, try to go to the rim?
Yep, I'm trying to develop that so I could be more versatile so the other team can't guard me.
We certainly had a very versatile game tonight. In the second half, we talked about it during the broadcast. You did a great job defensively against Williams. You sort of shut him down in the second half. You're a little bit taller. You use your long arms. Is defense sort of a source of pride of this TechBoston team?
Yep. Every day in practice, we go over defense. We play defense hard. He yells at the whole team to make the team play harder.
And how big of the win was it tonight against Burke? I mean, they're just down the road here in Dorchester. You're in your home gym. It was a close one for most of the game, but beating these guys, they're in the Boston South just like you guys are. How big was tonight?
It was a big win to give us a boost to go to cities.
Well, without question, and certainly you helped your squad here tonight. Lamar, congratulations. Great game. We're going to bring in Coach Johnny Williams now. Coach, like I just said to Shamar, great win here tonight against a neighborhood rival team in Burke, but also, probably more importantly, the Boston South standings. Yes. They're one of the top teams this year. It's a loaded division this year. Got to be a big win tonight.
Amazing win. Coach Ryan's doing a great job over there. This is a win we had to get. The South is packed. It's packed. We have Charlestown, Brighton coming up. But this was major. This was the one in the right direction. If we didn't get this, our city chances was probably slim to none.
Right. You certainly want to keep those city chances alive with a city championship less than a month away. Coach, third quarter, you guys made a real nice run. You were trailing at the half. What was something you said at halftime to your guys to sort of get going there in the third?
Yeah, so the first half we had two key players, Javon Pierre and Walter Duhalis, in foul trouble. Our guys were able to get us to the half, down 2 or 3. Went in the locker room, was like, guys, it's your time. You guys been sitting, you've been watching. You know now. You sat maybe for like 12 minutes and a half. It's time to play. This is our game. Defensively, this is what we do. We are a defensive team. We love offense, but we pride ourselves in defense.
You certainly showed that here in the third quarter against Jeremiah Burke. You mentioned Brighton and Charlestown coming up. What do you guys have to do over the next couple of weeks before the city playoffs to keep this good run going, to keep this good momentum going? We
have a big game against English. Every game to us is a big game. Every game has implications to us making it to the States or to the city. We don't take any opponents lightly. Every team we prepare the exact same way, like it's our last game. Our backs are against the wall, and we have to come out swinging.
You guys certainly played like that against a tough team tonight. Coach, congratulations. Big win against Jeremiah Burke. Alan, back to you.
All right, back here. Good job, Pat. Is here, Coach Williams, and he was very, very emphatic on how important this win was tonight, because in the South Division of the city, even though there are a lot of good teams, the fact of the matter is this win puts TechBoston Academy right in the thick of things, even though, as Coach Williams said, they do have a couple of tough games coming up against both Charlestown and Brighton. So, good 7-point win for TechBoston Academy. We talked about numbers, 22 points for Shamar Moore, who was, in fact, the leading scorer for the game, and that's what we pretty much expected. So let's take a look at some of the stats from the game for the final numbers. As Pat steps back in. Did a little workout getting back here, right?
That's right. I certainly need it, too, after putting on all the holiday weight. There you see TechBoston.
Yeah. You talked about Moore, 22 points. He also had 5 steals. You mentioned the defense on Williams, but also 5 steals. Blake, inside, a lot of activity by him, 11 points. Rebounds, Blake ended up with 8. Callie had 5, and then he assists. Moore had 6, and Pierre pitched in with 4. Good effort all around for TechBoston.
And there's Jeremiah Burke's final stats.
Dunkley came to score in the second half. He played a full game in the first half, ended up with 17 points. Cox Clara, the big fellow inside, with 15. Rebounds, Dunkley with 7, and Cox Clara also with 7. And then Jameson and Dunkley both with 4 assists. So well-played game. Like we said, with different styles, some different spurts for both squads.
Sure.
But like you mentioned, that third quarter where the defense really picked up for TechBoston, and like Coach Williams said, the key was the 2 starters who were in foul trouble sat virtually the entire second quarter. So the third quarter, like he said, this is your time now. You've been rested. You're ready to go. Let's get it done.
Coach Williams mentioned the 2 big games coming up for them. He actually said every game's a big game. When it's this tight in a division, you got to think you just can't let up. I mean, you got to go out there every night and give it your all.
Exactly, and I think that it's a good. He knows this is a real confidence type of win for TechBoston, because even though they do have, like you mentioned, Brighton and Charlestown coming up, the team emotionally they're sky high because they were challenged tonight. They overcame foul trouble. They overcame some tough turnovers. And in the end, they made their foul shots. They rebounded well. They ran the floor. They got some second-chance opportunities. All those things you have to do against both Brighton and Charlestown.
Yeah, we'll see if TechBoston can do that over the next couple of weeks. We'll see if Burke can rebound and pick up a couple of more wins here late in the season. It's going to be a fight to the finish to get to those city playoffs during February vacation. Folks, if you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this season are up there. You can follow us on Facebook. Search for Game of the Week on Facebook here in the city of Boston. You can like us. You can take a look at pictures, videos, a lot of good stuff up there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. Use the hashtag if you want to tweet at us, BostonGOW. We'll be watching and covering 2 more teams in the Boston South next week, Charlestown and Latin Academy. But for right now, so long from TechBoston Academy here on Game of the Week.